I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett, coaching you to work faith positive and increase your faith with greater joy at work so you love God and others more. Does it ever seem like you're camped on the edge of work hell? David writes in the 88th Psalm, verse 3, I've had my fill of trouble. I'm camped on the edge of hell. As I listened to her, her voice grew higher pitched as she said, I know I'm the first hire for this position, but they have no idea what to do with me. His voice grew softer and his tone more depressed as he said, I feel like I'm just a statistic here. The text came faster and faster into my phone. They've hired a guy to do CRMs who doesn't know the first thing about them, and I'm supposed to supervise him. Can you relate to any of this? Have the scars to show for it? Feel like you're camped on the edge of work hell? Well, you're in really, really good company. So what can you do to move forward when you find yourself camped on the edge of work hell? Do what David did. That's right. King David served as CEO over the huge kingdom of a combined Israel and Judah. Psalm 88 is proof positive that while he had all the luxuries the world had to offer, he found himself camped on the edge of work hell too. So what did he do to move forward? David talked honestly with God, first of all. He prayed no holds barred to God. He even blamed God, said in this 88th Psalm, you've dropped me into a bottomless pit. Now, you may be tempted to hold back your raw emotions from God in prayer. Avoid that. When you do, it's like spraying potpourri air freshener on a dirty cat box. All you get is potpourri scented cat crap. You must clean out the box to improve the smell. So pour your heart out honestly to God when you're camped on the edge of work hell. If you're angry with God, tell God, I'm angry with you. If you blame God for your work situation, fire away. If you feel abandoned by God, then holler at heaven. David talked honestly with God. Secondly, David talked honorably with God. Sure, David backed up the truck and dumped all of his negative emotions on God's doorstep, and yet notice how Psalm 88 begins. God, David writes, you're my last chance of the day. Put me on your salvation agenda. Take notes on the trouble I'm in. You see, the creator of the universe may appear to be the cause of everything that's wrong with his work, and yet David knows he's also the one who can save him. So you may hate your job, you may hate your boss, and God won't get you another one. Acknowledge to God that while you're upset with him, you still know him to be your last and best chance at moving you forward from your campsite on the edge of work hell. Finally, David talked on with God. David just kept talking with God. He prayed even when it seemed like his prayers bounced off the ceiling, even when the only friend he had left was darkness, as he says in verse 18. He just talked on with God. So even though you're camped on the edge of work hell, just keep pouring your soul out honestly and honorably to God. Persevere in talking with God, because the end of your story is far better than work hell, just like David's. You see, the next Psalm, Psalm 89, begins with this. I'm forever telling everyone how faithful you are. You see, work does get better. Pretty soon you'll pull up your stakes, you'll fold up your tent, you'll move on beyond the edge of work hell to camp in the promised land. So talk on with God. That's the way you honestly and honorably increase your faith with greater joy at work so that you love God and others more. Coaching you to work faith positive today, I'm Dr. Joey Fawcett.
Get your free sample chapters of Dr. Joey's #1 Amazon bestseller, Faith Positive in a Negative World, at getpositive.today/faith-positive.